Okay, so this last topic, a little warning. It might be a little bit of a trigger, a little bit more sensitive. Um, but white people and, or well, Caucasian people and the usage of the N word. And Pope, you also had people that you want to call out
Oh,
for.
just other races in general. Like
Yeah, yeah, I see a lot of people.
it's a lot of different places that where it's prominent and normal. So
Yeah,
it's just in
very,
general.
it's very normalized, and I don't necessarily think that's a good normalization. Um,
So, Myron, are you gonna start us off, or should anybody else? Anybody else like
uh,
that?
I can say a few opening words. So I feel like well, predominantly white people should definitely not be able to just say the word, willy nilly whenever they want to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, in history they technically were the ones to essentially create it, of course. Being slave owners on the different plantations, calling us
But that
that.
was the ER
Yeah,
added on to that. And what did
yeah.
we do to take the word
We've
back?
taken yeah, we've taken it into a different light, um, a more friendly light amongst our own people. But it belongs to African Americans. We've made it our own essentially. And I've actually confronted a few people about it. I looked through different forums and comment sections and stuff about the word. And I think a recurring thing or excuse that I see, right? Um, People like to say that using it more gives it less power. And I think that is actual BS.
Why?
BS. Because you're not only okay, so it's normalizing it when it shouldn't be normalized among people that are not of African American descent. Like it definitely should not be normalized among them. Um, so technically, you're giving it less power, yes, but you're also giving more power to other people that are not African American to say it, which should not be the case at all.
I feel
Like
like
at all.
the whole meaning of the word was to use it in a light, or African Americans took back the word to gain power from it. Like it was used as a good word. So why not use the word to take back the power that was stripped from you with the ER? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I feel like it doesn't lose value at all when you're using the word frequently, because the whole point of the word and its existence was to give you power when you even said the word. So it's
Yeah.
like it doesn't make any sense to me.
But do you think that people that are non-black should be having that power again?
No, because they're not of African American descent. They don't have any African in them at all. And that word wasn't used for them. So why would they even say the word? The word, we took back
Mhm.
the word to make it our own. They are not like African American. They didn't have to go through what our ancestors went through.
Yeah, of course,
So
of course.
I feel like it's all right to use that word because that was the whole purpose of the word. If you're not,
Without a doubt.
yeah, so if you're not like, you don't have any type of African in you, like why are you saying it? Because
Okay, what
plus
about the people that?
it's also offensive. Like
Yeah.
it's offensive to mostly everybody. It's like some black people, African American people don't take offense to it, but that doesn't mean that it's not offensive to like everybody else. Like you shouldn't say it in the first place.
That's true. What do you think about the people that they do these DNA tests and they're like, "Oh, I have a little black in me. I can go and say it." What do you think about that?
Well, you have a little black in you, but I also have a little white in me. Does that make it okay for me to say that? the word to like a random black person and look down on them. No.
You're right. I think a lot of
Does
people.
that like I probably have a little Hispanic in me? Is it okay for me to like use a derogatory term, like a Hispanic derogatory term to another Hispanic? No.
Precisely. Like I feel like they see how okay people that are non African American they see how we use it amongst our own communities and they're like, hey, I would like to be a part of this. Um, not taking note or directly thinking about how it was previously used. And they're like, hey, it's okay now. We're not in that time period, but it's still like when used by others that are not African American, it's still is A derogatory and B it looks down upon those that are African American because I was previously used by those that were not African American. So I think a lot of people should take note of that, while they're going around saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe.
Yeah, I yes, both of y'all, I respect because it's like years of oppression that our ancestors, and then given this derogatory term we've been called, our ancestors been hundreds of years. I feel as if it should stay. It should stay in our culture. You know what I mean?
Hold up. Is Kobe lagging that for you
Yeah,
too?
he's lagging for me. I thought it was me.
Kobe. Nah, Kobe. Give it a second and then re-say what you said.
All right.
Are you straight?
Okay. So yeah, I feel as if it should stay in our culture. You know what I mean? Because it's only right. That's years of oppression. Our ancestors went through, given this territory term, and then we take it, strip it of its initial power, whatever. I feel as if it should be kept within the African American culture. I don't think any other should say it. Now, me personally, I'm not gonna say I don't care. But I think the way you use it also has power. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Like, say you come across redneck, some racist, whoever. I ain't even gonna say racist, whoever racist, and they believe they can say that word, use it to spite you or any type of way, any negative way. They shouldn't say this, but if they do and choose it to use it, it's not right. I feel basically like essentially just African Americans should say it. I didn't came across white people that said it. The Caucasians, Hispanics, not even just them. Not to just generalize. Not to specify. Really generalize. I didn't care many races people say it. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say I didn't care, but I took note. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's. I feel as if I'm not gonna say know their because that's too. I'm like that's too harsh. It's not even just know their place.
You should be educated on what you're saying, basically.
Yes, it's full of bliss.
Absolutely, yeah. You definitely need to be educated on what you're saying before you just go around.
I feel like if other people if a lot of people just start using it that are not black or have any African in them, it loses meaning to the original meaning.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I also feel as if even if you're like 1/8 black, but you're mainly like Hispanic or Asian or whatever, I feel like I'm not gonna say what bigger percentage you are should matter because that does, of course, that should be taken into account always because that's essentially who you are and what culture are assigned with or you decide to hang out. But I believe that if you're like, say you 1/8, 1/7, or whatever, 2/5, whatever, black, African American. Of course, that does matter. Cause it was like some dude on Twitter. He said he got a DNA test. It was like he said he was like 2/8 black or whatever. I think 1/8 and then he said, "What's good?" And then he said the
Word.
word.
Mm.
So it's like, and then everybody on Twitter, it was two. Some black people did not care. A lot of Caucasians did not care, but there was more enraged white people, Caucasians saying it didn't really matter. No. Some they weren't really mad. Most of the Caucasians
I feel
not
like
mad.
to add on what you're saying, I feel like if some black people are okay with other races saying the word, that most of the time, like odds are they're not educated on like how the word even came about. So
Yeah,
that's probably why they feel like it's okay for them to say it because they just look at it as like
for sure.
another word for like homie. So
Basically, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Mm.
They just, I don't know. People just, I don't want to say culture vulture because
how do
I don't even
y'all
think it's
how
that.
do
I
y'all
think
feel about, let's say, like a white person or any other race goes to a concert and there's a black artist performing and they say there's N words in their raps.
Oh,
How do you feel about them saying it at the concert? Like, should they be allowed to say it or not?
I think this is a bit of a tricky situation because you're trying to say it, positively, support the artist, you like the artist, but at the same time, you got to be aware, like, you're still saying this word, you're trying to use it how, African Americans are using it, but it's never going to come off the same way because of, its history. It's never going to come off the same way in the same usage that we as African Americans try to use.
yeah, I agree with
What if
that.
they say?
It,
And that's
What if
just
they
it's
say? Hold on. What if they're like, this is the way they're like? Let's say the artist says it and they're saying it like in a different tone. Like, what if they try to justify it and say like they're saying it this way? It's not what you think. How would you feel then?
um, I still feel as if the word is. I'm not gonna say powerful. The word is too powerful. It's to really give it any type of justification. Like if you say it, you say it. You know what I mean? Like it's just really that. If you say it, no matter what the tone is, you're just saying it. I mean, yeah, you're repeating the artist, you're supporting, but given that it's really for African Americans to say it, I don't think any other race should really say it.
at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. I don't think that they should say, um, whether or not, whatever light they try to portray it in.
Do you
I
guys feel
still
like?
think at the end of the day,
Do you guys feel like
it's
they think it's cool to say?
absolutely.
Yes.
They see it being used so much, and they're like, "This is in. This is, so many people are saying it. I want to be a part of this." And I think it's some sort of
Yeah.
trend. I would.
Yeah. A fact.
There's like a whole topic that goes into that, like how black culture is appropriated and used as like the thing that's